Good morning. I thought I would film a quick get ready with me this morning because I have to get ready, and get ready with me's are a thing. So I have a topic in mind and I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna talk about the topic, and the first thing I need to do is dry this fringe. So every single morning I wash my fringe because just to kind of reset the shape, because otherwise it has like, I've just got out of bed and I don't like that look. So yeah, I'm gonna dry this fringe and we're gonna get started. So for anyone interested, I've done something weird with it now. I dry my fringe like completely that way and then completely this is the hairdryer, and then completely this way until it's dry, and then that kind of makes it fall how I want it to. Otherwise it sort of comes a bit too down, but I want it to be like out a bit. And yeah, that's my fringe top tip. So the foundation that I use is this. And I really like this stuff because it is Body Shop, so it's like against animal testing, and this particular one's vegan as well, and it's got the actual bunny of cruelty-freeness on it, which is the one that we can trust. Can you see it? Hello! Just trust me, it's there. And what I really like about this one is this one has tea tree in it, and I'm a very big advocate of tea tree on my face. So every single night before I go to bed, I've got tea tree oil, and I just put it on like my problem areas, which are kind of like, oh, something's happening here, but like my forehead and here, I'll put a bit of tea tree oil on. And so I use a Body Shop face cream thing, again vegan, cruelty free. And the other thing which I've just been sent and I'm so happy with is this lip scrub. And weirdly, this is from a company called Imperial Candles, and this is completely vegan, completely cruelty free, and the whole company is cruelty free in fact, because all of their candles use like soy wax, and it tastes incredible. And what I find is really useful about this is I've been going surfing recently, and it's making like my lips go all chapped because of all the salt, and this is just the best thing to put on after. What you're meant to do is just like rub it into your lips and it exfoliates everything, but also once you're done with that, you can just eat it off your lips. You can just eat it, and it's so lovely because it's made of sugar. So I'm finding this is a very good exfoliant and snack, which is probably the best combination of things that I'm aware of, certainly. So yeah, this is what I've used so far. Dried my fringe, about to put this on with this brush, which needs washing, but let's just not discuss that. And let's get into the main topic, which is creativity. I want to talk about creativity today. And the reason that I'm going to be talking about creativity is because I've had a really good couple of days, but I don't have a mirror. Okay, I'll use this. I've had a really good couple of days in terms of creativity. And I wanted to talk about why I think that is, like what's changed, because I've always been someone who sort of doesn't finish projects, or who starts things and wanders off, or starts not liking what I've done. I don't know if it's sort of a problem of me not liking stuff, or maybe being a bit too hard on myself, or if it's laziness or what, I don't know. But I love the feeling of starting something new. Like I love starting a new song, starting a new project, this type of thing. When it comes to actually completing it, I start getting bored. But then, over the past couple of days, I've found that it's just been, I don't know, something's changed, and I wanted to discuss exactly what has changed. By the way, I'm not in any way a beauty person, so I've worn my makeup exactly the same every single day since I was about 13. So don't expect anything particularly exciting from me, I'm afraid, but this is what I do. So if you want to know what I do, then this is what I do. I'm just gonna close the door because Charles is cleaning the cat toilets. So over the past 2 days, I managed to complete and write, and I haven't produced yet, but I've done most of the work for 2 songs. 2 songs in 2 days, which is unheard of for me, absolutely unheard of, because I'm so picky and I am very self-critical and it doesn't work. Oh, by the way, what I use, I don't know why I use this, but it works, that's why. I use this face mist thing, this matte finish. So the idea is that you're meant to do your makeup and spray yourself, but what I found is that I would do my makeup and spray myself, and all of it would just smudge off because my face was wet with it. But what I do is I just put a bit on my finger and put it on my eyebrows and use it as like eyebrow gel type of thing, maybe, I don't know. And then I use this Body Shop palette thing. So yeah, over the past couple of days, it's been, something has changed, and I think I know what that is. There are 2 contributing factors, and the first one is just a different approach to decision making. So if you think of creativity as just a series of decisions that you must make, often that can be quite a overbearing and intimidating prospect, because you essentially, regardless of what you do, if it's, you know, any creative endeavor, you have this palette of sort of almost infinite amount of options in front of you. Like, you can do anything, whether you're painting or whether you're writing words or whether you're writing a song or a composition. You have so many options in front of you, and I think that can be a very intimidating concept, because you have to narrow down everything ever to something that you have chosen. And obviously there's the fear that you might choose the wrong one. So I've read places that, you know, you have to make a decision, because action is important regardless of what you're doing. If you just sit around doing nothing, you're not going to be moving forwards at all. So even if it's the wrong decision, you have to make a decision, because there's nothing worse than, you know, trying to move forwards but your decision is causing you to stay still. By the way, what I'm doing is I'm using this slightly darker one on the outsides, and then I use the lighter one on the insides there. Yeah, so you need to imagine that you're kind of building a bridge between two cliffs, and then you've got like a pile of planks and you're putting them down, and the aim is simply just to get to the other side of the bridge. So if you don't put down a plank because you're worrying about which plank you should put down, then you're literally going to be stuck just on the bridge without it ever being completed, and you need to get through it. You need to get to that other side. So any plank is going to be the best plank to put down at that point. And this is a company called W7, and it's called Very Vegan, and it's a bronzer, and I've started using that as a kind of contour type situation. That looks terrible, doesn't it? Blend it out. And let's use the same brush. I only own one brush apart from the one that comes with my eyeshadow kit. Yeah, so with some creative things, like with music, I think not necessarily with maybe art or anything where what you're doing is permanent. Obviously there's different forms of art as well. You could be doing it sort of computer graphics, or you could be doing it on actual paper where it's a bit more permanent. But if you put down a plank and then you continue building your bridge, and then you look back and you think, oh, actually that plank would be better if it was this other plank, then you can go back and change that. And it's the same with music, you know. If you make a decision that allows you to move forward, you can then go back and change that decision. But the point is that the subsequent steps wouldn't have happened if you hadn't have taken that initial decision. What I do as well is I put a little bit of bronzer on my eyelids. Just, I don't know why. I don't know why this is something that I do, so I'm not going to justify it. Like, quite often I'll read something and I'll think, oh yeah, that's so true. And then I'll just not take the advice on board for about another year, and then it kind of needs to feel true more so than understand that it is true. And I think I've just recently felt that it's true. Okay, this is the Naked palette, and what I do is I really like to use Buck. Where's Buck? Buck, this one here. And I just put it on the outer bit, so just above the crease. I don't know, again, I don't know why I do it. It's not that I've experimented with things and I've come up with something I like. Every now and again I'll get exposed to a makeup tutorial and I'll just take something on board, and then that's just what I do. And then I'll probably put a bit on the inside of my eye as well, like that, just to make that crease look a bit more creasy. So yeah, that approach to decision making has definitely helped, because it's just like, Carmen, do something, make a decision, and you can move forwards, and that has been a really good thing. And the other thing, where's my eyeliner? Oh, it's this one. This is the e.l.f. liquid eyeliner, and I genuinely think this is my second time purchasing this, and I thought, because it's just a cheap one, that it would be terrible and that I'd end up sort of going to maybe a Kat Von D. But I really like this, and what I like about it is that it lasts when you want it to last, but it also comes off when you want it to come off. I don't know, it just annoys me when, you know, you've got mascara or liquid eyeliner that's like long wear, and then you have to kind of scrub your eyes to get it off, and I don't like it. Yeah, okay, so my attitude to decision making is one thing that has improved my creative process. The other is, I don't know if I can talk and do this, I'm gonna try. The other is just that I've been feeling very content recently, and I think that's made me feel relaxed, and being relaxed has helped my creativity. So the reason that I feel relaxed and content is from a change of attitude regarding happiness, I think. And again, this is something that I read a long time ago in a book and then didn't actually take on board until like last week, I think, which is basically that happiness doesn't exist, or at least it doesn't in all definitions of it. So one of the problems with happiness is it's everybody's goal in some way, but everyone defines it slightly differently. So you might see it as being successful, you might see it as having a quiet life, I don't know, you might see it in any sort of way. I don't really know how I've defined it, but I think I sort of see it as like a lack of pain, maybe, like a lack of discomfort is happiness for me. But the problem is you achieve nothing without discomfort. So whether that's having to work through some sort of personal boundary, whether that's having to work hard so that you get a reward, you know, whether that reward be being fitter or having a complete project or moving further with something that you want to do or forming a relationship, there's always going to be an element of discomfort before you reach some sort of element of success. Like you don't just enjoy yourself all of the time and then suddenly you're successful. It doesn't work like that, because even if you enjoy your work, there's an element of having to persevere, there's an element of having to be determined. There is discomfort to overcome in order to achieve happiness. So basically it's just the understanding that happiness can never exist on its own. It has to have other companions that aren't necessarily positive feelings. So if you think about it, I think a really good analogy is like going to the gym and working out, because it can be painful. You be sore. It feels like, you've got a lot of mental boundaries to overcome, because you need to be thinking, every part of your body is going, you feel uncomfortable, don't do this, but then you have to push on through. And you get to a point where it's not uncomfortable anymore entirely. Oh God, no. Wait, is that? I don't care. But yeah, I would always strive to be happy or comfortable or something like that, something positive. But recently I've just accepted that you get the happiness after you put in the work. You get the feeling of success after you experience some sort of discomfort. That's how it works. It's sort of part of the journey, it's part of the process. You don't just kind of go, and happiness. It just doesn't work like that. And that, as a concept, ironically, has made me very happy. It's made me feel, I don't know, it's made me expect less of myself, I guess. I think I'm very pro the idea that you do have control over your emotions to an extent. Like you can't help but feel what you feel. Oh, this is another e.l.f. one, e.l.f. mascara, and it's completely running out. I don't have any eyelashes to begin with, so I found that no mascara helps at all. So the fact that there's not actually any mascara on this brush is fine with me. I'm very into stoicism, and one of the concepts of that is just that, you may feel your initial feeling of, it might not be something pleasant, it might be anger or I don't know, frustration or jealousy or just something, primal, and then you have the power to not suppress it, but to react, to not use that as an emotion to fuel you. You can choose to go another way. You can be, you govern your reaction to things. So I never want to be a victim to my own emotions. So whenever I sort of see myself as having quite a lot of control over my emotions, and not all the time, definitely not, but I like to think that I try, I try my best. So I think I've always maybe been a little bit hard on myself. Oh, I'm about to put some dark horse just on the sort of lower bit of eye. Yeah, I've always put a lot of pressure on myself to feel how I choose to feel, as if I am in control of it, as if I'm some sort of, I don't know, like author writing my life, writing my daily story, but it doesn't work like that. And I think taking the pressure off myself to feel happy or feel content, even when the situation around me doesn't call for it. This is Kat Von D Lolita eye pencil, not eye pencil, lip pencil. And that's really helped me. I can't talk this, can I? So yeah, I think to conclude, on the lips already, this is the last thing I do. If you are struggling creatively, they might be some things that you could take on board. I think a lot of the creativity comes with being relaxed, and one of the things with being relaxed is just that try not to be too hard on yourself. So I was always so critical, and I don't know, it was like I would snap. I'd be really into something, I'd be doing a project, but like, this is good, this is going well, I'm really happy with this, and all of a sudden I'd be like, I hate it, I hate everything, why am I even trying, what's going on, why am I here? And I think overcoming that as a concept is very important. Maybe it's maturity, maybe I'm just growing up, I don't know. But something's changed, and yeah, and there are two suspicions, there are what I think's going on. This is the Kat Von D Lolita liquid lip thing, what's it called? Liquid, I don't know, it's this one anyway. Right, there we go, I'm done. I'm gonna go to work now. I say work, I'm gonna play the organ. Okay, hair. Oh yeah, also if you are interested in purchasing this, I have a discount code for you, which I will put on the screen now. And yeah, it's fantastic. I've got this flavour and I've got one called Mermaid Kisses, and they're both amazing. I don't know where Mermaid Kisses is right now, but I will get it. I'm going to talk about them another time, I think, anyway, because I like them. And what's really good is not only is the little pot recyclable, but I have planned that when I finish this, I'm going to use it to take my condiments into school, like into work, so that when I have my dinner, I'm going to take a little bit of ketchup, a little bit of a dipping thing. Okay, this is what I'm wearing oh dear. Now, I am going to work at a church, so I think maybe I'll change my top, because I don't want my midriff out, and some jeans. And I do plan on wearing shoes as well, because I'm that kind of girl. That's a cat toilet, sorry. Thank you for watching, and please feel free to follow me on Instagram, and also to check out my blog, and I will see you later. I hope you have a lovely day. See you later.